Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I started this YouTube channel because I started an Instagram page that got banned within the first couple of fucking days, and basically kind of went from there, really. I mean, I just love complaining about shit, and there's a lot of wild stuff happening in the world at the moment, whether you're in America or in fucking England where I am, or anywhere really. So I just started it because I've got a lot to fucking complain about. No more than anyone else, I guess, but I'm just sick of seeing stuff going on. Like, the amount of hypocrisy in the world today, man, just blows me out. So the reason I've got James O'Keefe pulled up here is because he's a bit of a personal hero of mine, among other characters in the world today, and he's currently got a very attractive look on his face, so sorry about that, James. He got this little fucking cunt. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but I'm circling this Luke O'Brien chappy boy here. He got him fired because he basically did a media piece about James tampering with phones and stuff, which was a complete fucking lie. Now, if I play this video, I'm not sure if I'm going to get banned off YouTube or not, but we'll give it a little whirl because I want James to say his piece, because it's really fucking important, to be honest, what he has to say, because he's completely... James O'Keefe is probably one of the most silenced people I've ever seen, apart from Alex Jones. The difference is, I mean, I love Alex Jones, don't get me wrong, but the difference is James O'Keefe has never fucking lied. He's never done anything wrong. He does actual journalism, which blows my mind. Some of the stuff he's discovered is on par with some of the shit that Alex Jones goes on with, but isn't hyperbolic, isn't nothing like that. It's just straight up truth. And that's my fucking alarm clock. Not an alarm clock, it's my cuckoo clock, so don't worry about that. But I'm going to press play on James. I hope you don't get any reverb from the mic. I don't know how OBS works. I'm really new to this. I'm really shit at it, so let's just press play.
After publishing a falsehood that I had apparently attempted to tamper phones, lost his job at the Huffington Post. And I don't like the fact that people lose their jobs. I actually feel for Luke O'Brien.
So it's pretty genuine. So yeah, obviously Luke O'Brien had to print a retraction because he's a fucking lying piece of shit. We're going to skip forward to 7 minutes because there's something else that happened as a result of not just the Luke O'Brien thing, but a different case that James was being prosecuted for. And there was an interesting little thing that happened with the attorneys and the prosecuting attorneys that were involved in the case.
Do you give a shit? Or do you just think that, no, off with his head, throw him in jail because I don't like his politics? Is that really what you believe as a journalist? So guess what happened to Sal Paragoni?
Prosecutor at the center of an online commenting scandal 5 years ago has been disbarred. The Louisiana Supreme Court stripped Sal Paragoni of his law license today.
Guess what happened to Jim Letton, the United States attorney, the head attorney in New Orleans, federal prosecutor?
Effective next Tuesday, December 11th, that's next week, my resignation as United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Louisiana will take place.
He resigned. And Jan Mann, the person who was appointed
last month, Letton's first assistant, Jan Mann, admitted to doing the exact same thing as Paragoni, posting comments under an online alias about open cases.
Also resigned.
So I skipped forward a little bit too far, but basically what happened is this fucking puss boy over here, who was one of the prosecuting attorneys, he was the head attorney, I think she was one of the prosecutors as well, they all had online aliases, and while they were trying to prosecute James for a fucking bullshit charge, which subsequently got thrown out anyway, it was for a felony, they had online aliases where they were jumping on forums and ranting about an ongoing court case. The fucking lawyers involved, the prosecutors involved, were bitching about confidential information about an ongoing court case. The fucking audacity of these assholes knows no fucking bounds. And James said a really important thing right at the start where I pressed play again, and he was saying, off with his head, based on the view of my politics. And that is just a perfect summation of where we live in the world today, and it drives me fucking insane, which is the reason I don't have my camera on either, because there's there's sensitive reasons why I'm in England and my basis for being here and things like that, to the point where I'm afraid of showing my face. And I've also got an Instagram account which is called Are You Seeing This Shit? So go and follow that as well. I think it's linked up on my YouTube and stuff. Anyway, but the reason I don't have my name linked to it and the reason I don't have my photos put up to it is because, bear in mind, my Instagram account got reported within 2 or 3 days of it even being up, because I posted some stuff from Turning Point UK, Turning Point USA, Young America Foundation, James O'Keefe, things like that. And then these motherfuckers, these little fucking assholes, just jump on and start reporting you, accusing you of racism and all of this bullshit, and it just fucking drives me insane. So I know what would happen is these little fucking cowards would try and affect my whole life in the UK and things like that. And I know it sounds crazy because I'm, you know, this is my first YouTube video. I don't do, I'm no one essentially, but my Instagram account has all of fucking 17 followers, and it got banned within the first couple of days for not following community guidelines. And obviously the typical thing with Instagram is you don't get a reason why. They don't tell you what post did it. It's just absolute fucking trash. Anyway, I'm going to refer back to my incredibly important script here. We've done Instagram. So we had a girl die in England called Sarah Everard. Let me just pull it up. And it was fucking horrific. Absolutely horrific. I mean, this fucking poor girl, man. This is her here, Sarah Everard. She was walking home in South London, the Brixton, I thought it was Clapham, near Clapham Common, and a off-duty police officer fucking picked her up. I think it was like late evening, like near midnight something. Now, for those of you that don't know London, South London, Brixton, Clapham Common is a fucking shithole. It is a fucking shithole. And as you can tell, she's a good-looking girl. And this piece of shit, Wayne Couzens, who was the copper that fucking picked her up, kidnapped her, chopped her body up, and tried to fucking burn her, this fucking animal, and stuck her in the woodland near Ashford in Kent. Now, this is fucking horrific and completely inexcusable. I don't know why he did it. Apparently he'd started like flashing some people, and then, you know, obviously the next logical step is to kidnap a 33-year-old woman and cut her up into fucking pieces. Psychopath. And he should definitely just get the fucking death penalty, even though we don't do that in England. Anyway, absolutely horrific case. And what it sparked, so I speculated this when she died. I said this has real potential to be England's version of George Floyd. And obviously she's not black, but it was kind of the premise of it, right? And what it sparked was Sarah Everard ended up having a vigil in her name. And Princess Kate turned up, and no media, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, a load of people turned up, paid their respects. It was really nice. They got warned about not doing it because we're still under COVID restrictions and all of that jazz. But the vigil subsequently turned into a fucking protest because there's a group over here that aren't Antifa. They call themselves ACAB. They're basically UK Antifa. But ACAB stands for All Cops Are Bastards. So this is the same shit. It's the same fucking shit. We just needed the spark in the powder keg, and this is what it was. This poor girl, this is what it was. And what happened was Black Lives Matter in the UK turned up to this fucking protest. Once the sun went down, the arseholes came out. Black Lives Matter turned up, ACAB turned up, it turned into a fucking protest, and then somehow they found themselves at the Winston Churchill statue and crossed out the Churchill name and replaced it with racist. Like, you fucking idiots. These people, they're just fucking deplorable. They hijacked this poor girl's vigil in the name of what? In the name of Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter in the UK seem to think that black people in the UK are disproportionately affected by police officers than white people, which they seem to spout very similar numbers in the UK as they do in America. So I don't know if the British Black Lives Matter seem to think that UK police are just out here, even though they're unarmed, but just out here fucking capping people. But they're not. It's just ludicrous. and then we had riots in Bristol, and I think that got across the world actually, and I think it is a bit of a link to what happened. I think it was too convenient timing for it not to be, and I think the UK is too polite to go any further than what America's done, because those motherfuckers haven't stopped. They're out of their mind. I'm definitely getting banned off YouTube. I don't know. I don't know the rules of YouTube. Anyway, next up, I wanted to go through this. So today there was just incredible timing from these fucking bastards, man. Like, so there's the whole gender pay gap thing, right? And today they were bringing up a shop over here called Asda. The depot, the people out the back packing up the depot and in the warehouses and shit apparently get paid more than what the people on the shop floor do in the checkouts and things like that. And they've decided it's not just a disparity between the depot people and the checkout people, but in fact it is indicative of a gender pay gap, i.e. the men in the depot at the back get paid more than the women on the shop floor at the front. And there's just no argument for it, because you're assuming that every single person that works on the front of house bit gets paid less than all the people at the front of house bit are female and all the people out the back are male, which just simply isn't true. Like, how many times have you been served by a male at the checkout? Of course you fucking have. Now, they're using the whole, yeah, but you know, overall, women are paid less than men. No, they're fucking not. No, they're fucking not, you morons. There's reasons upon reasons for it. Men work longer hours. Men are more likely to be hard negotiators for particular job roles. Men are more likely to shoot for higher paying jobs. And you can see my boy here, old Jordan Peterson, another big hero of mine. He explains it incredibly well. And it's the same thing. You're assuming that there's no mixed sexes in particular job roles, and it's just a fucking lie. It's just a complete lie. I had to listen to James O'Brien on LBC today, which is a talkback radio station in England, and he tried to a guy I think who had probably listened to Jordan Peterson, because he talked about the egalitarian countries like Sweden and other Scandi countries and things like that. He butchered the argument a little bit, which it's not hard to misquote Jordan Peterson. A lot of intelligent words come out of his mouth, and it's hard for chimps like us to keep up. Anyway, so the hypocrisy of it is, it was on the TV, it was on the fucking national radio, that there's this gender pay gap, right? Well, here we've got a lovely little thing for the Home Office, which is basically to do with like immigration, like HM Revenue and Customs, things like that. We've got this fantastic thing which came out today, and it is a black female civil servant was paid £52,000 more than a white male colleague for the same job, because the Home Office was concerned about reputational damage. Employment Tribunal hears. So this gentleman, fuck off Bojo, bless you, civil servant Matthew Parr, is suing government for sex and race discrimination. He claims that being a white man meant he was paid less than Wendy Williams. Both are one of 5 HM Revenue and Customs inspectors of constabulary who act as police watchdogs. So the hypocrisy of these people is just fucking astounding. You've literally got a black female being paid 50 grand a year more. That is a considerable increase. It's not like Asda, where the men in the depot are getting a couple of quid more than the females at the front. Now, my initial knee-jerk reaction to the Asda thing was, well, it's obviously harder to work in the depot, probably more manual labour, you might need a forklift licence and things like that. Now, to my own admission, someone jumped on and said they've completely dumbed down, that it's basically unskilled work now, which is fair enough. I mean, it's going to open up opportunities for more people, and if there really is no difference in workload or time between the two sections, then they should absolutely be paid the same amount. But it doesn't, in the end, it doesn't come back to sex. It came back to people out the front and people out the back. And they just need to stop fucking lying, because it's just insane. And this is kind of why I started the YouTube channel, right? Is because I'm just sick of fucking hearing about it. Like, these people just know no bounds. and it's just absolute fucking insanity. But that's basically all I wanted to go through today, guys, to be honest, is just those few things. Obviously, like, comment and subscribe if you think it was any good. Be gentle, because this was my first one. It's my first time, I'm a virgin. So let me know how I can improve, because there's going to be a wealth of things I can improve on. I don't even know if this is going to work. I'll upload it tonight. I'll post it on my Instagram, share it on my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at u.seeing.this.shit. You seeing this shit, or just type in at seeing shit, because I am seeing shit. And I just like looking at this stuff, man, and I'm just, you know, my missus is sick of me complaining to her, so I'm going to complain to you guys. My Instagram is u.seeing.this.shit. I'll post them all up, and I'll put the links in the description of the video. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.